Hey guys, Super Baseball Craze here with my 2013 Royals predictions video. I've already made a 2013 MLB predictions video. If you'd like to check it out, I'll put a link in the description. And in terms of that video, I'd like to say thank you so much. I got a ton of response. I got tons of comments, got some likes, I even got some subscribers. I'd like to thank you so much for all your support. And now let's get to today's video. First of all, with the Royals, I have them finishing at 85-77. Second in the division. Made some huge moves this offseason, picking up James Shields and Wade Davis in a trade with the Rays, Ervin Santana with a trade with the Angels, and Jeremy Guthrie re-signing him that they had last year, and that will really help them improve this year. I think they can be a pretty solid team. Their lineup, I think, will go as follows. I think Alex Gordon will bat first in left field. He's a solid hitter. I could see him moving down in the order a bit, maybe closer to power spot later this year. But I think I have him starting at the beginning of the lineup. He's hit pretty well there in the past. And batting second, I have Lorenzo Cain, the center fielder. He's a pretty good speed, not a ton of power, but I think he can be a very good two-hitter. And batting third, I have Eric Hosmer at first base. Struggled last year, but I think can certainly pick it up this year and be a good three-hitter. If he struggles like he did last year, I don't think he'll maintain that three spot, but I think he'll start there this season. Batting fourth, I have a DH, Billy Butler. He's a solid hitter, 30 home run, 100 RBI, 300 average kind of guy. I think he'll certainly bat there and stay there most of the year. Batting fifth, I have Mike Moustakas at third base. He, again, struggled at the end of last year. He started well, actually, last year, but I think if he can get a strong start and keep that up, he'll certainly be the third baseman and batting fifth. Batting sixth, I have Salvador Perez, the catcher. Solid batting catcher, one of the best in the league. I think he'll be very good there in sixth spot, and I could see him moving up to 5 or 3 if Hosmer or Moustakas struggles. Batting seventh, Jeff Francoeur in right field. Seriously struggled a ton last year. I think he can improve, obviously. There's not a lot to go down with one of the worst players last year, but much better shape coming to camp this year. I think can be much better. Batting eighth, I have Johnny Givotella. A lot of people think Chris Getz are doing that second base job. I actually have Givotella doing it. He's, I think, a much better hitter than Getz, and people keep saying that Getz is a much better defender. I don't think he's much better defender than Gio. I think Givotella will be the number 8 batter. No, batting ninth, I have Alcides Escobar. He's the guy that I could see as a two-hitter, but I have batting ninth because I think Cain will be better in that 2 spot. Esky will be a great guy at the bottom of that order to set up for people like Gordon, Cain, Hosmer, and Butler in the top of the order. And so I think he'll be pretty good down there in the 9th spot. In terms of starting rotation, obviously first I have big game James Shields. He was picked up in trade with the Rays, as I said. He's certainly a solid pitcher and will certainly maintain that 1 spot, barring some sort of injury or collapse in numbers this season. Batting second, I have Ervin Santana. Royals traded for him with the Angels. He struggled last year, but kind of picked it up towards the end of the year. And I have him being the number 2 starter. And if he can pitch like he did in 2011 and 2010, he'll be a very solid number 2 pitcher. And third, I have Jeremy Guthrie. Struggled beginning of last year, but he was in Colorado. Royals picked him up in a trade midseason last year. But, you know, who does well in Colorado? I think he can be a very solid pitcher if he can pitch like he did at the end of last year. So I think he'll be good there. Pitching fourth, I have Wade Davis. He was also picked up in that trade with James Shields from the Rays. I think he can be pretty solid. He's not really done a lot of starting pitching. He did in 2011 some, but last year was kind of a bullpen guy because the Rays have so many starting pitchers. But I think he'll be decent in that 4 spot. And fifth, Bruce Chen. A lot of people have Hochevar getting that spot. I have Bruce Chen getting that spot. I think he's a bit better than Hochevar. I don't think he's going to be great, but I think he can be pretty good there. And then also as a side note, there'll be a ton of more interleague play this year with Houston moving to the AL, making it 15 teams in each league. So when we play interleague, I have Butler and Hosmer switching off about every other game at first base. And in interleague, the lineup would go as follows. Alex Gordon, left field, batting first. Batting second, Lorenzo Cain in center. Batting third, either Billy or Hosmer, whichever one's starting that day at first. Batting fourth, I have Mike Moustakas at third. Batting fifth, Salvador Perez at catcher. Batting sixth, Francoeur in right. Batting seventh, Givotella at second, and Escobar at short, batting eighth, with whoever the pitcher is batting ninth in that situation. I also have this year the individual awards, pitcher and player of the year awards. I think the Royals will get. Butler, I think, will be the player of the year again. Solid hitter, 30 home runs, 100 RBIs, 300 average, excuse me. So I think he'll be the player of the year. Pitcher of the year, James Shields. I think he's far and away the best pitcher on this team, and I don't think he'll have a ton of trouble winning that award. I really don't think, unless Jeremy Santana has a breakout year or Jeremy Guthrie, he's really going to be challenged for that award. Awards I could see the Royals winning. I could see Ned Yost, if the Royals do really good this year and maybe make a run for the playoffs. He could certainly be a guy I see winning the Manager of the Year, but the Royals will have to do good for him to win that. Gold Gloves, I have Alex Gordon. I think he will win one. In left field, he's won a couple in the last couple of years. I think he's a solid defender, one of the best left fielders in the game. So I think he'll win that out and left. Hosmer, I'm not predicting him to win it, but he could certainly win the first base Gold Glove award. He's a very good defender. He really makes the rest of the infield look great. He's very good at scooping. He's got a decent arm, which is not all that important for a first baseman, but does factor in. And he's got pretty good speed for a big guy like he is. So I think he has a shot at winning that Gold Glove at first. Salvador Perez, I think, could win to win the catcher Silver Sluggers. So Silver Sluggers, I think he'll be one of the best hitters in the league. I think he'll be right up there with A.J. Brzezinski and Mike Napoli. I think the DH of Silver Slugger will certainly go to Billy Butler if he has anything like he had last year. I see him as far and away the best DH in the league. He's very good, so I have him winning the DH Silver Slugger. In terms of leading the team in things, I have starting with hitting, excuse me. I have Billy Butler leading the team in home runs with 32. I think he'll just hit a lot of home runs. He's a power hitter. I don't think anybody else on this team is nearly as good as he is in terms of power. Average, I have actually Alex Gordon. I have him batting .320 and taking the lead on the team in that. I think he'll be solid. He's a very good hitter in terms of getting base hits and stuff. He's got some pretty good power, but he's also a great average hitter. I have him batting .320 and leading the team in that. I have him also leading the team in hits with .205. Gordon, if you're going to lead the team in average, you're probably going to lead the team in hits if you're a starter. So I think he'll lead the team with about .205 hits. RBIs, Billy Butler again, 110. I think that's a little less than he had last year, but certainly still very good, and I think he's just a solid hitter all around. Runs scored, one that I don't think I'm going to get too many people to agree with me. I think Salvador Perez. I think he's going to get on base a ton, and I think he'll score maybe 75-ish runs. I think the other guy that I could see doing that is Lorenzo Cain. Stolen bases, Gerard Dyson. I think he'll be the fourth outfielder. He's just fast. I don't know. There's not many other people in the league as fast as Gerard Dyson. He is fast, and I could see him pinch running a lot for people like Butler late in the game when they need a run or two when it's a close game and Butler gets a big hit. I certainly see Gerard Dyson getting on base and stealing a lot of bases. Pitching wise, I have James Shields leading the team in wins with 21. Again, he's just the best pitcher on this team. There's no other way to say it. Saves, I have Greg Holland. I could see Kelvin Herrera possibly being the closer, but I really think it'll be Greg Holland. I think he'll have 35 saves to lead the team. In terms of ERA, as a starting goes, I think, again, James Shields, 2.70 ERA probably is where I have him. Solid pitcher, best pitcher on the team. In terms of the bullpen ERA, I think Jim Collins will lead the bullpen with a 2.25 ERA. He's good. He's kind of a lefty specialist, but he can certainly face anybody. Crafty pitcher. I think he'll have a great ERA. In terms of strikeouts, as a starting pitcher, James Shields, best pitcher on the team, hands down, not close, 195. I think he'll have the lead in Ks. In terms of Ks in the bullpen, I have Kelvin Herrera. He is a solid pitcher. He can pitch up into triple digits, and he'll overpower pretty much anyone. I have him with about 95 strikeouts, leading the team in that. And that's all I got today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the response I've gotten on my videos lately. If you could leave a like, that'd be great. Comment, tell me what do you think I'm wrong on, what you think I'm right on, and tell me about what you think about the Royals will do this year. And anyways, thanks for watching, and see you next video.